So my easy pouch on strap, which I got less than 3 months ago, has already cracked. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Celesta. We talk about all things luxury shopping and handbags. If you love those things, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do post videos every week. So I'm sure you can tell by the title of this video, my Louis Vuitton easy pouch on strap has already cracked. It has been less than 3 months since I've had the bag. I've used it legitimately 2 times and overall just kind of shocked and disappointed. So I do want to say that this issue has been resolved. Everyone has been super nice and super helpful. I'm really making this video not so much to like complain, but to tell you guys about my experience and to share with you guys if you guys also have repair quality issues, you know, things like that, what you can do. So I hope this is helpful, and without further ado, let's get into it. So I figured I would share some backstory with the bag, the easy pouch on strap. If you haven't seen the unboxing, how I got it, how I saved like I think about 10%, you can check out the video here. But basically I got this bag in Hawaii, but I didn't physically get it in Hawaii because I wanted to get it in Hawaii when I was there back in January, but they didn't have the bag in stock. So when they finally had the bag in stock, my friend Cass went to the stores to like buy it for me, and so it's under her profile, and then they shipped it to me. So you'll soon learn that I have to pay a price difference, and it's not because of the tax difference, because I ended up paying the California sales tax, since you have to pay the California sales tax to ship the bag here. So I know that seems kind of random and seems like a random fact, but it's going to be important later. So I also want to say that I've never had issues with Louis Vuitton bags. I have quite a few Louis Vuitton bags, as you guys know, and never had any issues. I've had en prince pieces before, never had any issues. So this was definitely like new for me. So here's the crack. You can see that it starts to like go into the seams, or like the other way around. I'm not sure like what was first, but it does go into the seam. And so I noticed this when I was about to use this bag for like an outfit. I thought it looked cute with an outfit, and I, instead of using it, I put it back. I texted my sales associate who sold me the bag, asked her like, hey, like, have you heard of any quality issues before? Like, I only used this bag twice. Like, I don't feel like I did it. And so she replied back and she's like, oh, let me talk to my manager. I'm not working today. Rochelle, if you're watching this, I appreciate your help so much. So she finally got back to me and said that I should bring it into a store. Obviously can't bring it into the Hawaii store because I'm here in California. So I brought it into Palo Alto. I've always had mixed experiences with the store in Palo Alto. If you guys are in the Bay Area, I'm sure you've also felt the same way. Sometimes they're really nice, sometimes they're not nice. I walked in and I asked to speak with an aftercare specialist, and the sales associate who helped me out said the aftercare specialist wasn't working today, or wasn't working at the time that I came, so he would examine the bag for me. He said that he thought that the bag needed to be repaired. He can send it in so they can identify whether the bag needs to be repaired or replaced. That process in and of itself is going to take about a month to review the bag to see if you should repair or exchange. If they decide that they want to repair the bag, they're going to send it back to France or wherever they repair it, and it will take 6+ months to get a repair done. That was not ideal for me because I bought this bag to use for summer. This was a summer bag. You couldn't exactly use the bag for summer if by the time you receive the bag, it's no longer summer. It's going to be like November, right? So I was like, okay, well, let me decide. Let me like decide what to do, because ideally, like, that's not ideal, right? So then I just left. I got the guy's card and I just left. He was still really nice. Like, he wasn't rude or condescending about it. And I think that throughout this whole experience, no one was rude, no one was condescending, no one talked down to me. And so everyone was still really nice. It was a little bit of back and forth. So then later that day, I went to Valley Fair. I texted Bethany. You guys know I've worked with Bethany previously. I shop with her all the time at Bloomingdale's. If you haven't shopped with Bethany, I'll leave all of her information down below. But basically I texted her and I was like, hey, this is the situation. Are you working today? Because usually when I go to Valley Fair, I see her, we hang out for a little bit. She shows me the new shoes and we just like walk around Bloomingdale's and she'll show me like the newest stuff. And so I texted her to see if she was working, and then I told her about like the the bag situation, and she was super helpful. She connected me with the aftercare specialist at the Bloomingdale's Louis Vuitton. So in Valley Fair, there's the main Louis Vuitton store, and there's also a Louis Vuitton store inside Bloomingdale's. So she connected me with the aftercare specialist inside the store in Bloomingdale's. He was super nice, super helpful. He did say that he was willing to replace the bag. And the way that like replacing, repairing, all of these things come up if the bag is defective is it's up to the store's discretion whether they want to repair it or replace it. So according to the sales associate in Palo Alto, he wanted to repair it is what it seemed like, versus the one in Bloomingdale's Valley Fair, they wanted to replace it. So music to my ears, right? I don't have to wait 6 months. I get to use my bag with the minor inconvenience that they did not have the bag available. So he went on his, like the phone, the app to see which store actually has the bag available. And the main Louis Vuitton store at Valley Fair has the bag available. So my home store. And he told me that I can let the store know that he said that he would replace it. Maybe that would help, but at the end of the day, it's still up to each store's discretion what they want to do with the bag. And so I went over to the other store there. It was also Mother's Day weekend this weekend, so the store was packed, everyone was busy, and so I totally understand like why you have to wait and like why I'm not getting like a straight answer. So I headed over to Valley Fair, and people like, and because that's like my home store, like people know me there, they know me like from social media, like things like that. Everyone was super nice. Everyone said hi, it was great. And I waited in line for about 20 minutes, got help by a sales associate, explained to her the situation again, like, hey, the bag is cracked, I've used it twice, I don't like keep it in the box, like I'm not really sure what's going on. And she took a look at it and she agreed that we can replace the bag. And then I think was her manager, I'm not sure, it was someone else, came, looked at the bag and also agreed that we would replace it. Then they went to the back and then said, oh, and they came back out and then said that they were gonna repair it. And then it was a lot of back and forth. And then eventually we came down to her wanting to replace the bag. So I had my receipt and everything because the bag wasn't under my profile. So I had the receipt and I was like, great, music to my ears. You want to replace the bag and you have the bag available. This is fantastic. Let's swap out the bag. So then it was great. Everything worked out. They had the bag available. I was able to swap it out. And then they asked me to pay the difference of like, I think like $225 or $250. And I didn't think twice and I paid it. I narrowed it down to the fact that I paid, there was a price difference between the Hawaii price that I paid versus the US price. So I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Pay it. So then I got my bag, I paid my $200 and I was like, you know what, whatever, you gotta do what you gotta do. And then I made a video on TikTok and I was like, yeah, I got my bag, everything worked out, everyone was super nice, you know, everything. And then everyone in the comments was like,
yo, you shouldn't have paid the difference.
You shouldn't have paid the difference. I had several friends text me, Foxy LV DM'd me and was like, you shouldn't have paid the difference. My Hawaii essay told me I shouldn't have paid the difference. And then I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like, did I just get duped? Like, I honestly like didn't think anything of it because it made sense in my head that like if I'm doing an exchange, I should be paying the price difference. And so I didn't think anything of it. I just paid. And like, I feel like it's not really talked about that you don't ask the price at luxury stores. I don't know if it's just me and that I'm self-conscious. I just pay it. And so I didn't think anything of it. And so then I talked to my sales associate from Hawaii and she was like, yeah, you shouldn't have paid. Maybe call like client services or text the sales associate that helped you out and see why you were charged the difference. I texted the sales associate, but obviously at that point it was like Sunday night, 9 p.m. She didn't reply. So then I called client services the next morning and I was like, hey, this is the situation. And she was like, yeah, the only way that we can do like repairs and exchanges is if we send it in. So back to scenario one that they offered at Palo Alto, where you send in the bag, they, you know, review it for a month plus, and then they send it back to you whether you want to repair or exchange or whatever. And so I was like, okay, so I can't get my money back, it doesn't sound like. And it wasn't so much about the $200, it was more so about the principle of it. Having like a few hours to just like think about it and just like see everyone's comments and realize that I'm an idiot. I didn't think that I should have paid the $200 because it was an exchange because they sold me a defective bag and I shouldn't have to pay the price difference and not be able to take advantage of the fact that I got it in Hawaii, right? So it didn't really click until like a few hours later, and client services said, sorry, we can't help. And then I was talking to Foxy LV at the same time, and she referred me to a sales associate who also works at Valley Fair, and gave her a call, asked her like, hey, this is the situation. I got a bag that was defective, and then I was asked to pay the price difference because for the exchange of the new bag. Do you feel like I should have paid the price difference? And she also agreed, no, you shouldn't have paid the price difference. And so then she refers me to the aftercare specialist at the Valley Fair store. Everyone was super helpful. Everyone was super nice. And she like confirmed like, no, you shouldn't have paid the difference. Really sorry that you like, you know, this happened, you know, things like that. And then she was able to refund me over the phone. Like I didn't have to go in the store, didn't have to talk to anyone else. So it ended up working out. It was more so about me advocating for myself because I was really nervous and hesitant to just like be like, hey, why am I being charged? So here are a few takeaways. Number one, make sure you understand the charge and like why you're being charged XYZ before you pay it. Ask questions, stand up for yourself, because I definitely didn't do that. And reading through the comments and like DMs and things like that, I noticed a lot of you guys also were charged for replacements when you shouldn't have been. So I for sure wasn't a one-off case. And so make sure you're always asking about why you're being charged for this instead of like fighting it after the fact. And the second takeaway is just understanding the repair replacement process. It is up to each store's discretion whether they want to repair or replace the item. And then if they do decide to repair, it will take up to 6 months, if not longer, to repair, which I think is a little bit ridiculous considering that I've had the bag for 3 months. So the bag would spend more time in repair than in my own closet. If you're unhappy with the opinion like I was from Palo Alto, you can always go to a different store. You can always ask someone else. If it comes back like each store is giving you the same response, then obviously that's kind of the common opinion, but it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion, like you're going to the doctors. Okay, so this is future me editing this video, and I realized I didn't say this, and I really have to emphasize how important it is that you're nice to the sales associate that's helping you out, because they're here working. I'm sure it's a busy weekend for them, and they don't have to bend over backwards, especially if it's like these repairs, exchanges, things like that for you. So being nice definitely goes a long way. And I do think that they're more inclined to help you if you're nice. Like when I was working retail, if someone was rude, like, what am I gonna do, you know? So I really have to emphasize that there's no reason to be a Karen. There's no reason to make a big deal out of things. If you're unhappy with the answer that like a store is giving you, if you are really pressed on getting the bag replaced and they're saying, hey, we're gonna set it in for repair, there's no reason why you have to make a big scene out of it. You can always just go to a different store and see what they have to say. So I hope this was really helpful for you. Now back to the main video. So that's the whole thing with the Louis Vuitton Easy Pouch. I still love the bag. I will probably still be using the new one. And I don't feel like this made me like dislike the bag more, but it is making me a little bit more cautious of like the quality within Louis Vuitton these days. There's been a lot of people that have been saying that Louis Vuitton quality has gone down, and I personally haven't really experienced it until now. And so I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious, careful, but overall I still really like the bag. I don't feel like my love for the bag is tainted because of this whole experience, which I think is really important. If you do feel that way about a bag, every time you look at a bag, you're just reminded of a terrible experience that you've had, then it's probably time to sell the bag. But that's just a personal opinion. So I hope this was helpful for you. Thank you to every single person who has commented on my videos, DM'd me, my sales associate, Rochelle, Bethany, everyone who's been super helpful throughout this whole experience. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about the repair process. I'll try to reply to most of the comments, and I'll leave another video for you guys here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!